Flags are little designs that define parts of the world and the people who live there. But what makes a flag so important? More importantly, what makes a good flag? What began the trend of flags? Well, the first flag is rumored to be the Scottish Saltire, which was adopted in 832 AD, and the design still holds up today. However, something can't look good and natural among something made 1200 years later and not be good, so we need to explain what makes a good flag. Shockingly enough, there are rules to making a good flag. 5 rules set in place by the North American Vexillological Association, or NAVA. The 5 rules are this. 1. Keep your design simple, as complex patterns look terrible from a distance. 2. Be symbolic. You want a reason for your flag to look a certain way. 3. Be unique. You don't want your flag to be confused for another one. 4. Use 2 to 5 basic colors. If you put too many colors on such a small space, it becomes difficult for the eyes to break up. And finally, and most importantly, Rule 5. No seals or lettering! Oh my god! Flags are almost always viewed from a distance, and those are almost never legible or good-looking from far away. Let's put these rules to the test on a pre-existing flag, the American Star-Spangled Banner, because it follows most of these rules, and that's where I live. I'm a sucker for the stars and stripes. Rule 1. Simple design. The design is pretty simple, but the pattern of the stars is a bit difficult to remember and replicate, but you can wing it. Half point. Rule 2. Be symbolic. The 13 stripes represent the original 13 colonies, and the stars represent the current states, so just about everything is symbolic. Point. Rule 3. Be unique. This flag could be confused for some, such as the Puerto Rican and Liberian flags, but you can still tell them apart. Point. Rule 4. 2 to 5 basic colors. The flag uses 3 colors, red, white, and blue. Point. Finally, no lettering or seals. Point. So final conclusion, 4.5 out of 5. Good flag. However, to know how to make a good flag, we need to make an example of some bad flags. To prove how important the rules of flag making are, here's a flag that breaks rule number 1. Look how it looks nice up close, but here's how it looks from far away. It doesn't look too good, mostly because most of the colors blend together. But some flags can be too simple. See the previous Libyan flag. Rule 2 is one of the less important rules, as non-symbolic designs don't really affect the look, as well as not being unique. But using a common design can make your flag easily confused for others. Rule 4 is pretty important, as using too many colors can make your flag hard to look at. See Flag of Dominica with 6 colors. And finally, and most importantly, no lettering or seals! Look at the Pocatello flag! Look at it! It has a copyright disclaimer at the bottom! Why? But luckily, this flag was updated and is one of the prettier city flags out there. Milwaukee and San Francisco also had some pretty egregious flags, but they were both updated to some of the better flags out there. Now it's time for another subsection of flags. State flags. Good and bad. State flags are a niche in the vexillological community. If done correctly, they can represent hundreds of thousands proudly. If not, well, you may as well move. Let's start with 3 flags I consider to be some of the best state flags: Arizona, Colorado, and Ohio. These all have pretty simple flags, and are pretty symbolic. The Ohio flag having 17 stars, as it was the 17th state, the star in the Arizona flag representing copper production, and the Ohio and Colorado flags sneaking in the first letters of their states' names without having any lettering. They also have very few colors, Arizona and Colorado with 4, and Ohio with 3. They're also pretty unique, with no flags looking too near to them, and the Ohio flag being the only state flag to not have rectangular shape. Now that I'm done praising certain flags, let's talk about the bad state flags. Most state flags have a certain style, a seal on a solid color background, also known as a seal on a bedsheet design. The states with this design are as follows: Connecticut, Idaho, Illinois, Kentucky, Kansas, Louisiana, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, and Wisconsin. With over half the United States seceding to this design, it breaks two rules. 1. Be unique, and 2. No lettering or seals. However, Delaware, Florida, Iowa, Missouri, and West Virginia almost fall to this design, but also have some manner of line or border around the seal. Aside from seals, Arkansas, California, and Wisconsin have lettering outside of seals, but I think if we tried to replace the California flag, they would revolt. Arkansas has a pretty good flag if you disregard the text. Symbolic, 3 colors, and pretty simple. Some flags, however, are simultaneously too simple and too complicated. See the flag of South Carolina. It has only 2 colors and is just a symbol on a blank sheet. However, the symbols, a palm tree and a moon, are very detailed, with certain small twists, turns, and angles. In conclusion, when flags are made well, they can make people proud to live where the flag represents. And if they aren't, well, it still doesn't affect much.